Hey, what's going on, guys? Butterbar here. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys are all having a good day today. Hopefully you guys all had a good Christmas celebration. I was actually at the fire station on Christmas Day, so I did not actually get to celebrate Christmas until yesterday on Saturday. But, man, I'll say this, man. I went into Christmas Day, going to the fire station, working the 24-hour shift, thinking, you know what? It might not be that bad. Maybe people are being safe. Maybe a lot of, people are spending time with their friends and family. We might not get that many calls. Maybe everything will be all right on Christmas Day at the station, and boy was I wrong. I'll say this though, it wasn't that bad, but the amount of calls, the variety of calls is something that I was happy about. The thing that I love about, the fire service is that, we run EMT calls, we run fire calls and whatnot. So all different types of calls have all different types of varieties, and I think that's kind of what beats up with some of the boredness that some jobs have. It's always something new here. But man, we had things from people falling on the ground, and I have to help them pick them back up, to a person that was on the toilet for like 2 hours, and when we picked him off the toilet, we're like, oh my god, you did. There was so much poop. I'm telling you, there were giant logs. Anyway, I'm getting into a lot of detail. Not my intention, but oh my god, if you could have been there and seen all of it, you're like, oh my god, this person was sitting on the toilet for 2 hours on Christmas. Anyway, so I digress. Yeah, anyway, great Christmas celebration with my family yesterday. My baby girl got a lot of stuff, and she was really happy about it, so that was really cool. But anyway, hopefully you guys all had a good one. The one thing I wanted to talk about today, which I thought was really funny to see at the station when it popped up Twitter on Christmas Day. I don't know if anybody else saw this as well, but Tony Flame's Twitter actually got hacked, and one of the funniest tweets that we saw on Christmas Day was telling Activision to remove skill-based matchmaking. Now, Tony Flame has gotten his Twitter account reinstated, or he got it back from, whatever's hacking. And I'll say this, you know what, I feel bad for Tony Flame, for somebody that has been somewhat vocal on Twitter, kind of talking to people and kind of telling everyone that's kind of going on with Cold War and whatnot. There was a lot of different tweets on there that did not have to do with skill-based matchmaking. It was all different types of other things, but I did find it funny that I think one of the first tweets that came out from the hacked account was talking about skill-based matchmaking. And the funny thing is, and even talking about that as well, it reminds me of the Christmas Noobs. I think there was a lot of that talk recently when it comes to different YouTube videos about talking about Christmas Noobs, and that being one of the things that we've kind of had in the past, where when November hits or October hits, depending on whenever a Call of Duty releases, a good amount of the population, a good amount of the player base buys it then in November. But some people have to wait till Christmas. Some people have to wait until Christmas Day. They get it as a gift and whatnot, and that's seen as the Christmas Noobs. You're seeing as players and some of the population that bought it early in November. You got some time. You got some ranks up. You got weapons unlocked. You got attachments and all this stuff. So you're ready to go. You're ready for some new players to come into the game to where you can dominate. And it's actually been kind of a Christmas tradition for several years now, at least when it comes to the Call of Duty series, or even any game out there, whether it be Battlefield or other games out there, where players get used to the game. They unlock some certain things. They kind of had this advantage over players that just are picking the game up for the very first time. And it's always been kind of one of those things that you kind of look forward to. You look forward to dominating the next group of players that are picking the game up for the very first time. And it's really funny to know that that's really kind of a dying thing, or maybe even just a dead thing at this point when it comes to, Cold War and the skill-based matchmaking, how thick it is in that game. Now, I will say this, I'm going to make a different video. I have a completely different reason that I've stopped playing Cold War entirely. We'll get into that in tomorrow's video, and it mostly has to do with the kill streaks or the score streak system that they have in that. That's a completely different system, but one of the things that I really do miss, I miss that, Christmas noob thing. And even it's funny to know that even back in the day, Black Ops 2 had this message talking about, hey, take it easy on the Christmas news. We know that, there's players out there getting ready to dominate on the Christmas news, have at it and whatnot. It was just a very funny message to see at the time, but knowing how true it is, knowing how accurate that message was of players getting ready to go after Christmas news, getting ready for, somewhat easy games because of the matchmaking back then, it wasn't as thick as it is right now with skill-based matchmaking and what they are doing in Cold War, as well as even Modern Warfare as well. So it is a funny thing to know exactly how kind of fun it was. Like, look, I get it. I understand that some people are fans of skill-based matchmaking. You play against players of equal skill and whatnot. but it is that kind of fun thing of thinking back in the day of like, I'm going to dominate these people, making me feel powerful, making me feel strong and whatnot. And that was one thing that a lot of people got a lot of excitement about, that that you were going to be above the skill level of another person, or have more things unlocked, have more things to your availability to players that are just picking the game up for the very first time, and knowing that you were going to dominate, knowing that you're going to be more powerful, you're going to be doing a lot more damage and whatnot to players that are just picking the game up for the very first time. And I know that some people have a different outlook of that, of like, how dare you take advantage of people that are picking the game up for the very first time. But, I mean, that's been going on for so long in the Call of Duty franchise that really it's just kind of like a normal thing, even to the point where even, what was it? I think it was Treyarch that, Black Ops 2, with Treyarch's message about Christmas Noobs. So even the developers knew that it was a thing. So I don't know why in the world we've gone away from that to where Christmas Noobs are just not a thing anymore, just because of how thick the skill-based matchmaking is. And we kind of know the skill-based matchmaking is there is to keep more players involved, get more players in, with players that are of less skill. They play with other players of less skill. That keeps them more interacting and whatnot. We all kind of know what the reason is and why Activision has such thick skill-based matchmaking. But it is funny to know that just regular matchmaking is just a dead thing when it comes to Call of Duty, which makes me really sad, because it makes me think about other games out there, other multiplayer games. Most recently with Titanfall 2 and their matchmaking system, to where it didn't feel like, at least to me personally, Titanfall 2 had really that big of a skill-based or performance-based matchmaking. It was just pretty much who had the best connection, who were you grouped up with, and bam, that's who it is. The dice are rolling wherever they fall and whatnot. You might be playing against people that have no idea what the hell they're doing, or you might be playing against one or two players on the other team that might be knowing exactly how to play better than you. So it's just kind of a funny thing to know that other games have done regular base matchmaking in the past, depending on connection and whatnot, to where Call of Duty is not doing that whatsoever. But back in the day, it didn't used to be like that. Christmas News was, again, not only a thing celebrated by players, but also even the developers had time to message that out in their game. In Black Ops 2, that was a message that popped up talking about Christmas News. So it was a regular thing that was acceptable in the community, in the game itself. That is not a thing that is accepted, I guess, nowadays, which is just kind of a funny thing of just how much we're protecting people at this point. It's just like, man, take the training wheels off. It's okay. They just bought the game. They'll learn. They'll figure it out. You know what? People got dominated in the past. Now, now it's your turn to dominate. I don't know. It's just kind of a funny thing nowadays to think about, what the past was like when it comes to Call of Duty series, that I don't think we're going to be having anytime soon anymore when it comes to other Call of Duty games that get released out. Maybe skill-based matchmaking might be altered or changed or tweaked in Cold War, and maybe we'll see something, later on down the line to where it's adjusted a little bit, but to where it was in the beginning of its launch with Cold War to even now with more players coming into it with the Christmas Noobs and whatnot, I don't think we're going to be seeing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to be surprised. I would love to be surprised that skill-based matchmaking changes to where, you're playing against people with connection being the biggest priority. And it's funny to know, even watching skill-based matchmaking videos with Drifter and Exclusive Ace and whatnot, to where depending on what your skill-based matchmaking bracket is at, that affects your connection and your ping. Dude, there's a lot of stuff is messed up, man. A lot of stuff is messed up when it comes to playing Call of Duties nowadays, where it did not used to be like that, but even to the point now where if you're doing good and it's affecting your connection is just something that is just kind of a crazy thing to think about that we did not have in the past. But Christmas News used to be a thing, man, and it's sad to know that it's not a thing anymore. I don't know, man. Maybe we'll see change later on, but I have no hope whatsoever with the COD series anymore. But let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you guys think about Tony Flame's Twitter being hacked and talking about removing skill-based matchmaking? What do you guys think about Christmas Noobs back in the day, back in the past? Even when, I think it was Treyarch, that posted that message in Black Ops 2 talking about Christmas Noobs. So let me know in the comments below, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please have a great rest of the day. Look forward to talking to you guys all next time.